Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, the murder trial for a Jamestown man has been scheduled. We're going to have the details.
Plus, a church ravaged by fire last year will install a new face to its clock tower tomorrow. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is standing by with a live look at our weather. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt, and happy Wednesday, everybody. Halfway through the week, and wanted to start off with the Sky Vision camera that's coming from the Mill Creek Mall in Erie, because there's actually a little pop-up rain. You can see it right here. You can see the lower cloud bases right here. That's actually some of the rain that's falling, and it's currently 73 degrees at the camera site, but they haven't gauged any rain at this camera site. This camera's on top of the old water tower that sits in the parking lot of the Mill Creek Mall. There's that little pop-up shower right there. You can see how it just kind of bubbled up, and it just is kind of moving to the south now. So again, that's just a little rain shower, and again, I expect this activity to continue in pockets throughout the day today. It's not going to be raining all the time, and the chance of rain today is only about 20%, but there will be the chance for these little pop-up showers throughout the afternoon, and they're not going to last long. So again, in terms of the pollen, we're still running moderate for the grass pollen. Again, now since we're in summer, again, the grass pollen is going to be our main pollutant as we go throughout the remainder of the season. So hour by hour here, temperatures into the lower to mid 70s. This is still below average by about 5 or 6 degrees, but at least we'll have lots of sunshine through the day. There's that 20% chance of a pop-up spotty little rain shower, but the humidity stays down and it remains comfortable. But that changes in a big way as we go throughout the weekend. We'll talk about it in a couple of minutes. Back to you.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you. Our top story. City of Jamestown man accused of stabbing another man to death in 2017 is scheduled to stand trial this November in Chautauqua County Court. Chautauqua County District Attorney Patrick Swanson confirmed to WNY News Now Wednesday morning that the trial for 20-year-old Tavion Turner is scheduled to start November 12th. Turner is charged with second-degree murder in the November 2017 stabbing death of Dylan Owenby. The 22-year-old Jamestown man was stabbed to death back on November 28th, 2017, after the Jamestown Police Department said that he was involved in an altercation with another person on Willard Street at Peterson Street. Turner was indicted in May in Chautauqua County Court. He was remanded to Chautauqua County Jail on $1 million cash bail. Now, Chautauqua County Public Defender Ned Barone is representing him.
And a church ravaged by fire last year will install a new face to its clock tower on Thursday. Earlier this month, Family Church Fredonia raised a new steeple just 14 months after a devastating fire destroyed the iconic clock tower there. Now, tomorrow morning, crews are scheduled to install a 7-inch face on the south side of the building facing Barker Commons. The clock will feature a new backlit LED lighting system. Now, previously, the 100-year-old bell tower went up in flames on May 4th, 2018, after a copper gutter blew off the church and landing on a nearby transformer, causing a fire. Now, before the fire, the village of Fredonia maintained ownership of the clocks based on a 1891 agreement. Church officials said the new clock will be owned solely and entirely by the church. Officials said the new clock is covered under the insurance policy, although the group is still seeking donations for several other repairs that have to be made. During that fire, the interior of the building suffered heavy smoke and water damage as well. These improvements are estimated to cost more than $250,000. A GoFundMe page has raised around $7,000 now. Church officials said the best time to view the new clock installation is early to mid-morning.
Chautauqua County Executive George Borrello recently met with Congressman Tom Reed to discuss a variety of issues that the county faces. During a teleconference with reporters this morning, Reed said that he and Borrello specifically discussed ways to improve the county's reapplication to reestablish air service between Pittsburgh and Jamestown. He says the cooperation between public and private entities is key.
It's about number of passengers from private entities that benefit from having an airport there. It's about the county committing resources to make sure that they stand with the airport. And then that public-private partnership now being extended to the federal level. So you have local, federal, and private all coming together to make that application much more attractive to those in the aviation department to approve.
Now, the Department of Transportation back in February rejected an application by Boutique Air in Chautauqua County to reestablish that airfare between the two cities, and since then, Boutique Air, Borello, and Reed have expressed their commitment to reestablish.
And a campaign based on new beginnings is now getting a fresh start. Raven Mason Thompson, the candidate who challenged incumbent Ward 2 Jamestown City Councilman Tony Doles in June's Republican primary, recently received the Libertarian Party's nomination for Jamestown City Council at large. Now, during an interview with WNY News Now this morning, Mason Thompson said the endorsement is not just a blessing for her, but also for the city. She also continued to call for increased collaboration among city council members and transparency within government.
It can't be business as usual. I think we have to set a new standard for that, a level of transparency that brings more people to city council meetings, more people involved in city affairs. We've got to come to the table and we have to have discourse and see what venue, what action is really going to work for that. Getting this libertarian endorsement, it really makes for a fairer playing field. It's not a closed party by membership only endorsement at this point. Now we have an invitation to really reach the community at large.
Now, she said in order to improve the quality of life in Jamestown and to achieve goals like lowering taxes, officials have to communicate more with the public. Mason Thompson explained that she originally ran for office because she felt the BPU annexation in Falconer was unfair to the city's neighbors. While attending the meetings, Mason Thompson said she noticed a drastic need for transparency within city government. Throughout Mason Thompson's Ward 2 campaign, she held the vision, if it's good for Jamestown, it's good for Ward 2. Mason Thompson said that's still true today, only on a larger scale. Now, starting next month, the candidate, in conjunction with Jamestown City Councilman at Large and Libertarian mayoral candidate Andrew Liuzzo, will hold a series of conversations dubbed an initiative for conversation throughout the city, or an invitation, rather, for conversation throughout the city. And Matt, the first one is scheduled to take place Friday, August 9th from 6 to 7, focusing on the repurposing of manufacturing. It's held at the Dahlstrom building on the corner of East 2nd and Buffalo Streets. WNY News Now will try to be there to hear some of that conversation.
Absolutely. And you know what, Justin, I just thinking, and I forgot to mention this in the newsroom this morning when you were working on the story, just looking back the night that she lost to Tony Doles, I spoke with Raven Mason Thompson after that at the the election headquarters for her, and just listening to her, I mean, there was no sense of defeat. Right. There was no sense of didn't work out. You know, she you could tell at that point, Justin. I think that. Her journey wasn't over, and now it's really going to be interesting to see what happens coming up here in the next few months. And
that's exactly it, and certainly with the introduction of the Libertarian Party being a main stage party within New York State, partly in part by the fact that Larry Sharp, who was a Libertarian candidate for governor, albeit lost very badly across the state. But he certainly gave that party major namesake recognition within the media, and I think that transcribed over to people around the entire state. So we'll certainly see between, with Mason Thompson's campaign and also the campaign of Andrew Liuzzo, who is running for the mayoral slot, and a number of other libertarians who are throughout Chautauqua County. Yes. We'll kind of see where that gets them. This is sort of testing the waters, so to speak, coming into this election. And now that it is a general election, there is no New York has a closed primary, so anyone can vote who's registered to vote. Libertarian, Democrat, Republican, Independent, not registered, Green Party, whatever, like all sorts of options. So it'll be interesting to see come this fall.
Absolutely. I can't wait for that. What's going on in the comments
Well,
meanwhile, Justin?
happy Wednesday to everybody. Saying hello to Amanda. Thank you for tuning in as well. Jesse is here. Thank you for joining us. Connie, hello to you. Hello to Joseph. Hello to Joanna for joining us. Cindy, Pam, and Mike are all here as well. Coming up, a lot more local news. Facebook and Instagram will be making some changes. What does that mean for you? Coming up.
But first, a devastating crop disease has been detected locally. What will this mean for farmers? Dakota.
And as we take a look at the sunset times over the next week here, we're actually dropping back, just like the theme to Days of Our Lives, like the sand through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. We'll talk about the humidity that comes up next as WNY News Now continues in a minute. Don't go away.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops, restaurant and tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's going to have some bison in it, you know, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's going to have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
And happening now, a devastating disease blamed for the Irish potato famine in the 1840s was recently detected in Erie County, Pennsylvania. Chautauqua County Cornell Cooperative Extension officials are warning local growers that late blight was detected back in July. Early July, health officials say late blight causes a fungus-like organism that spreads dozens of miles along storm fronts. Now, the organism can kill plants in just 1 week's time. Generally, infected plants will have leaf spots with small, fuzzy, white sores on the undersides of them. Late blight puts dark brown and black smears along the plant stems. Tomato fruits may also develop large, greasy-looking brown, gray, or black smears on the upper part of the fruit. Cornell Cooperative Extension asks anyone who suspects that they have direct contact with the disease to call their office at 716-664-9502. That number again is 716-664-9502.
And 9/11 first responders injured after the 2001 terrorist attacks are one step closer to permanent compensation. The Senate today passed a bill that would fund the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund through 2090. Camilla Bernal is in Washington with the details.
The bill is passed
97-2. An overwhelming majority of senators Tuesday voting to compensate 9/11 first responders permanently.
These were our bravest soldiers. They rushed to the towers.
The bill funds the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund through 2090, helping individuals who were injured during the 2001 attacks and its aftermath, rescuing people and removing debris under hazardous conditions. Some were with comedian and activist Jon Stewart watching from the Senate gallery.
Solving this problem is urgent because more and more people become sick.
But the bill's future didn't always look certain. Last week, Senator Rand Paul delayed the bill, urging Congress to offset the costs by cutting government spending elsewhere.
Every bit of new spending, it doesn't matter whether it's a good cause, bad cause, or in-between cause. We need to not keep adding to the debt.
Despite the senator's concerns, the passage of the bill means the cost will be what is deemed necessary.
We can never repay all that the 9/11 community has done for our country, but we can stop penalizing them And today is that day.
The House passed a bill earlier this month, and President Donald Trump is expected to sign it. In Washington, I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
Alrighty, Camilla, thank you. Now, the fund will cover costs without any financial limits, and according to the Congressional Budget Office, it's expected to cost about $10 billion over the next decade.
Well, there are a few changes coming to Facebook and Instagram. Starting today, anyone under the age of 18 will not be able to see alcohol, tobacco, or e-cigarette content on either of those platforms. A spokesperson says the company is also restricting private sales, trades, transfers, or giving alcohol and tobacco products as gifts, and if they are, the content will have to be restricted to those 18 and up. This also applies to any Facebook groups created to sell alcohol or tobacco. Now, a spokesperson also says the new policy has been in the works and is not a response to this week's congressional hearings.
Whether you're shedding for a special occasion or just want to be healthier, some may feel overwhelmed with trying to lose weight. But in today's Health Minute, Britt Conway explains that you don't have to make drastic changes to make a difference.
If you're like millions of people out there, you've thought about making some lifestyle changes to improve your health. But it can be tough to know just what to do, and if you need to eliminate things from your diet. Well, according to a new study, it might be easier than you think. In a study published in the medical journal Lancet, a group of 218 adults were monitored by Duke University Medical Center for 2 years. While 75 of them didn't have to make any changes to their diet, the other 143 healthy adults under the age of 50 were asked to cut 25% of their calories for 2 years. Now, that became difficult to maintain, and the average calorie reduction was just 12% over those 2 years. Researchers found, though, by just eliminating 300 calories a day, the calorie-cutting group not only lost weight, but significantly reduced their risk for cardiovascular diseases. It's welcome news for someone who finds the idea of losing weight a little too daunting. By starting with just small steps, you can be well on your way to reaching your health goals. For today's Health Minute, I'm Britt Conway.
Alrighty, certainly a very enlightening report there,
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, certainly, I know a lot of people who get all stressed out when it comes to losing weight. And, you know, the thing is, you know, I always say just, you know, take it a day at a time, just like anything. And at the end of the day, whatever makes you happy, I personally would have to say go with. Because, you know, it's who cares what other people think? I mean, if you're happy with the body you have and the person you are, then that's what life's all about. In my opinion.
Absolutely.
But good tips either way for people who want to maybe shed a couple pounds so they feel a little happier when they hit those beaches out there. So happy Wednesday to everybody. Thanks for tuning in, saying hello to Lori as well. Cindy has joined us. Let's see, it looks like John is here. Amanda, thank you all for joining us. Connie, good to see you as always. Let's see, Raven has joined us as well. Hello to you. Hopefully you all are having a really great day out there, and weather-wise, anyways, it looks like it's going to be pretty nice. Coming up next, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. He's the expert in the subject. He's standing by with the details on that.
And later on, Kellogg's will be introducing a new snack. Wait for this one. The details when WNY News Now continues.
That looks good, doesn't it?
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
Top story, a Forestville man's weather video has gone viral.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
Our Matt Hummel is standing by live outside of Chautauqua County Court with more on this case. Matt, good afternoon to you.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
And welcome back, and wanted to start off the weather segment with this. Now, today is the 9th anniversary of the tornadoes that came through the Southern Tier in 2010, and this is part of the special that we aired last year. And of course, there'll be a breakdown on this on Web Weather. Hey, there I am twice. You just can't get enough of me. But anyway, so that's the special we aired last year. Of course, there'll be a write-up on it on the website on Web Weather, so make sure you check that out this afternoon. Where we were yesterday, 71 over 52 was where we were yesterday. That is below average, but it felt nice because the humidity was down as well, and we've had no rain officially gauged at the airport over the past 24 hours. We have no tornadoes today. So here's the news now, Cam. Again, a lot of bright sunshine. We've seen a few passing clouds from time to time. Currently 72, no wind to speak of at the airport, but there's that nice and comfortable dew point. What in the world was that just flew on the camera? I have no idea what that was. But the pressure is above 30 inches, and whenever that happens, that means you got high pressure overhead. So through the afternoon, we'll top out around 75. Lots of solar radiation today, so get out and enjoy it. But the humidity will stay down as well, so we won't have that. Tonight, perfect. Another good night. Mostly clear skies, and again, some patchy fog will set up tonight. But it will be chilly with a light wind, with the temperatures down into the lower 50s. And tomorrow, if you want to take your boat out there to do some fishing, tomorrow not looking bad. But again, there will be the chance for a few scattered rain showers tomorrow. We have upped the rain chances a little bit for tomorrow, but not all that bad. Now here's First Defense Doppler, and this is that rain shower that I showed you earlier on that Sky Vision camera. This is actually moving to the south, and watch how this thing just bubbles up out of nowhere. It just forms over downtown Erie, and the motion of this is to the south-southeast, so this is not going to be impacting any part of New York State, but again, that's moving down to the south-southeast, and that's just very interesting how it just bubbled up right there. And across the country, it is really quiet finally. A lot of the rain is off here to the east coast. We have a big trough coming in, and that is pretty much leading to the cooler temperatures, but we do see that changing here. This is the upper air winds, and notice how the pattern starts to favor more warmer air coming in from the south. All these lines are the jet stream, so it's currently down here, but it's going to move its way up. That's going to allow that warm, moist air to come in once again, and that's actually shown here in the temperature outlook. You can see it here. We'll spike back into the 80s and the warmth returns, but what's not shown here is the humidity, and that will be spiking up, and we'll show that to you here. Where is the humidity going on the comfort index? So we're still comfortable today, pretty much today and tomorrow, not bad. It's really Friday over the weekend when we spike the humidity to the muggy level, so the muggies are returning once again. All right, here comes the next 7 days of your life, and 78 tomorrow, 81 on Friday. Now the rain chances on Thursday, mainly in the afternoon, but again, it's only about a 1 in 3 chance of anybody getting a rain shower, and then the warmth and the humidity returns for the weekend into early next week with scattered afternoon, and evening showers and storms. Sports is next. Don't go away.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Hump Day, sports fans, and welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. On Thursday, another 3 playoff games will be played in the City of Jamestown Parks, Recreation, and Conservation Co-ed Softball League. All 3 games will have a first pitch time of 6:30. 2 games will be played in separate parks at Bergman, and the other will be played at Danielson Park. The 2 at Bergman Park will be the final playoff games played there for the rest of the playoffs, as all the other games will take place at Danielson Park. Tonight, with a 7:10 first pitch, the New York Mets will play Game 2 of a 3-game home series versus the San Diego Padres. Winners of the first game of the series 5-2 on Tuesday, the Mets remain in 4th in the NL East at 46-54. Meanwhile, San Diego is still in a last-place tie with the Colorado Rockies in the NL West with a 47-53 record. Noah Syndergaard will be on the starting rubber for New York against San Diego's starting pitcher, Dinelson Lamet. The game will be televised on Sportsnet New York. In a game in which 26 runs were scored and went to 10 innings, the New York Yankees prevailed against the Minnesota Twins on Tuesday night, posting a 14-12 win. Didi Gregorius went a perfect 5-for-5 batting, hitting a home run and driving in 7 RBIs, joining Joe DiMaggio and Lou Gehrig as the only Yankees with multiple 4-hit, 7 RBI games. On Minnesota's end, Miguel Sano homered twice and drove in 5 RBIs. Nelson Cruz and Jorge Polanco also hit 1 homer each for the Twins. The Yankees and Twins will conclude their 3-game series tonight at 8:10 on the Yes Network, with J.A. Happ tabbed as the Yanks starting pitcher against Jake Odorizzi for Minnesota. That's it for sports today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty there, Norm, thank you. And starting tomorrow, wine and Cheez-It lovers can buy a boxed wine and Cheez-It combo. Kellogg's has seen the tweets praising the magic combination, and they're on top of it. The company is offering a combo Cheez-It and wine box, and they're teaming up with boxed wine company House Wine to make it happen, but just for a limited time. You can find the new product on the House Wine website starting at 5 p.m. Eastern, starting tomorrow again, and for $25.
That's very interesting. I had no idea that Cheez-Its and wine were so tasty. I mean, I did the hashtag, and there's a lot of people that seem to be for it.
I've heard, would you like some cheese with that wine?
Yeah,
but
right.
I mean,
the old phrase, and would you like some Cheez-Its with that wine? I guess that's the modern take on it, Dakota.
Would you like some Cheez-Its with that wine, Dakota?
Sure, absolutely. I'm Italian. I like a little vino. Yeah. So.
Oh, the Italian music.
I've never been much of a wine drinker, though.
No, but you're just going to have to sing those Italian songs that you love so much.
I do. Mr. Roy P. and I, we
on
have
Saturday
quite the duo,
at 8
let me
p.m. Saturday,
got the
8 p.m.
pipes.
When the moon hits your eye like a big beat.
Let's take a look at the forecast for tonight. So we're down to 53, and it's going to be another quiet night, but another chilly night. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some valleys actually dip into the upper 40s. And here comes the 7-day now, and 78 degrees tomorrow, 81, and I just hit the button, but that's okay. So again, 78 degrees tomorrow, but the heat and humidity will return as we go into the weekend into early next week. My clicker's been acting weird today, so.
All right, they muted me. Did you see that? They brought me down. That's not okay.
Well.
But okay.
Well, just have some cheese with that wine.
I'm going to do with my wine. Yeah. Hey, thanks for the fun. And
the crying towel, the terrible towel you Steelers fans have.
Yeah.
It should be the crying towel.
The crying towel. Have you ever cried into a terrible towel?
No, but you know what? Dakota's gonna cry because guess what? The Patriots got caught again for cheating. Alrighty, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.
Source for us. News continues 24/7 at WNY News Now. Thank you, Dakota and Matt and Norm. And be sure to stay in the loop by downloading the WNY News Now app. If you haven't yet, you need to. It's 6 months old now, already 1,000+ downloads to that bad boy. And let me tell you, it's the best sense of staying with news. Pam says, good use of the news. No, not okay, Pam. Not okay. We'll see you tomorrow.